further.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's take it further. Yeah. So obviously, and I was thinking about it, or even in terms of the communication red flag, right? Kind of what's her name? Andrea Gibson. She has a line in one of her poems where she's like, "My mother told me it's okay if I get upset as long as I speak in a language that my what? Yeah, as long as I speak in an octave that my kindness can still reach." All right. And I think that's so important. That is so important, or that is definitely a green flag. When somebody can be upset with you or upset about a situation and then still take the time to count their words, basically, that's a sign of somebody who genuinely cares about you, or someone who who possesses a high level of empathy. And I think that's probably the biggest green flag is empathy, because love is an emotion. So you need somebody that's going to be able to match your emotions, or at the very least recognize and see what you're feeling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
And just adding to that, I think, just adding to what you're saying about, being mindful of your words and, being mindful of the way you communicate. I think in as much as love is an emotion, it's also like an action word, it's a doing word. So when it's to what do you call them? Like acts of service, that could be, like you say, you can choose to react however, you want to react over a situation a person has behaved, but choosing kindness and choosing to basically understand what the person is going through instead of just like yelling, all of this, I feel like is also like something that is really important, and it's an important green flag in the sense that it's just about like serving the other person and choosing understanding over wanting to be right.
Because we spend so much of our lives trying to be right, eh? How many relationships are broken up because two people wanted to be right all the time?
Yeah, there's also nothing more pshungu than someone who knows your deepest, darkest secrets. Then they're angry with you, and then then that's also why
this is why your mother never lied.
That's the worst thing.
But you know how you check for that red flag, right? For instance, right? A lot of the time when we speak, even when we will comment on people in the news, right? But even when we're talking about the bad things that they've done, we're talking about the bad things that they've done that time. We're not constantly slandering others. We're not constantly speaking bad about other people. And that's also a way to test if this person has the type of green flags that we're looking for. Because if you have a partner, for instance, that's always talking bad about it's always talking bad about the other people in her life, or how terrible this one is, and how this one did this to me, and how this one, I'll never forgive them because they did this and they did that. You must know, if you find somebody who talks like that, one day they're gonna talk about like that about you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fuck. I know we're trying to talk about green flags, but that's a huge red flag. Like a person who's always speaking negatively of other people. Trust talker, when they're not with you, they're probably speaking negatively about you too. You know what I mean? So that's one of the green flags to look for, is somebody who can speak positively about others. Even in a situation when they've been done wrong, they can still reflect on it. I don't know, fairly, I suppose. I mean, but obviously we're all human. When people have done you wrong, you're just mad. You're just like that motherfucker, But if like a green flag would be a person who'd be like, yeah, that person robbed me, and they're a motherfucker for that. So it's about the robbery. It's not about it's not about the whole human being, because people who judge people are gonna judge you.
Definitely.
And another thing I was gonna say is that in terms of the whole family thing, I think that's why the work you do before you go into relationships is so important, because I think there's there are a lot of relationships that are just extending unresolved family traumas, which is why you see like so many repetitions of bad relationships, like children that come from unstable, unhealthy homes are most likely to go ahead and find unhealthy, unstable relationships and create, guess what? Unhealthy, unstable homes. Which is why it's so important for you to take the time to figure out, okay, from how I was raised, okay? Instead of just thinking about the love that I feel like is missing from my childhood, right? For me, I feel like one of the first steps is trying to first, like a person for me that will be a green flag, or that I can recognize in a green flag mind state, is a person who's taken stock of the trauma that they've been through, right? And they are actively trying to be the opposite of the traumatic people that raised them, right? For me, that's a green flag. That shows your pain led you to empathy. But when I get a value, like most people, and that's also a sign that you're dealing with your trauma, because people that haven't dealt with their trauma just want to keep passing on the pain. You know what I'm saying?